I've seen things that would make your skin crawl, things that haunt my dreams. It started innocently enough, just a quirky old house in a quiet neighborhood. House 37, they called it. A place steeped in history, they said. But history wasn't all it held. The house was a behemoth, its Victorian architecture looming over the street. The windows, like vacant eyes, seemed to stare right through you. The old, creaking floorboards groaned with every step, as if mourning the secrets they held. I was drawn to it, a morbid curiosity pulling me in. The realtor assured me it was just a bit eccentric, a bit quirky, but as soon as I stepped inside, I knew something was terribly wrong. There was a chill in the air that had nothing to do with the weather. The walls seemed to whisper, their voices carried on the cold wind that seemed to seep through every crack and crevice. And then I heard it. A faint scratching sound coming from the attic. I climbed the narrow, winding staircase, my heart pounding in my chest. The attic was dark and dusty, filled with forgotten treasures and ancient cobwebs, but it was the scratching that drew my attention. It was coming from behind a heavy wooden trunk. I pushed the trunk aside, revealing a small, hidden door. My curiosity got the better of me. I reached out and turned the handle. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow, pitch-black passageway. I hesitated for a moment, but something compelled me to go in. The passageway was cold and damp, and the air was thick with a strange, musty smell. I fumbled for my phone, hoping the light would illuminate the darkness. But as I raised it, the battery died. I was trapped. Panic began to set in as I realized the extent of my predicament. The passageway seemed to stretch on forever, its darkness a suffocating embrace. I tried to retrace my steps, but the twisting and turning of the passage had disoriented me. Suddenly, I heard a noise behind me, a low, guttural growl that sent shivers down my spine. I turned to see a pair of glowing red eyes peering out from the darkness. A creature, humanoid in shape but with unnatural features, was slowly approaching. Its claws, sharp and menacing, glinted in the dim light. Terror consumed me as I backed away, but there was nowhere to go. The creature lunged, its claws outstretched. I ducked just in time, but it managed to swipe at my arm, leaving deep, bleeding scratches. I fought back, striking wildly at the creature, but it was no match for its strength and agility. It pinned me against the wall, its claws digging into my flesh. I could feel my life ebbing away as its eyes bore into mine, filled with a cold, inhuman hatred. Just as I thought all hope was lost, I heard a noise, a faint sound, like a distant siren. The creature seemed to freeze, its eyes widening in fear. It let go of me and backed away, its body trembling. Then I saw it. A bright light was approaching from the end of the passageway. As it got closer, I realized it was a flashlight. Someone was coming to rescue me. The creature turned and fled into the darkness, its mournful howls echoing through the passageway. As the light grew closer, I felt a wave of relief wash over me. I had survived. But as I was being led out of the house, I couldn't shake the feeling that something evil still lurked within its walls. And I knew that I would never forget the horrors I had witnessed that night.